Leadership is balance. In The Dichotomy of Leadership, Jocko Willink and Leif Babin reveal that great leaders live in constant tension between extremes. Too much control kills initiative. Too little breeds chaos. Too much confidence blinds judgment. Too little paralyzes action. The art of leadership lies in knowing when to push, when to pull, and when to pause. Every decision exists in the gray zone between discipline and adaptability, authority and humility, courage and caution. Jocko and Leif teach that the strongest leaders are not the loudest. They are the most aware. Balance requires humility to question ourselves and courage to act despite uncertainty. Leadership is not about perfection, but precision. The dichotomy of leadership is a reminder that every strength can become a weakness when pushed too far. Discipline can turn to rigidity, and empathy can turn to indulgence. The mission is to master the balance in every moment. Leaders must care deeply without becoming soft, and they must be disciplined without becoming distant. Compassion and toughness coexist in effective leadership. The best leaders protect their teams not by shielding them from hardship, but by preparing them to face it. Leadership is not comfort, it's responsibility. A leader's heart and spine must work together. Empathy earns loyalty, while decisiveness earns respect. True authority doesn't dominate. It inspires through presence, consistency, and conviction. What's harder for you as a leader? Showing empathy or enforcing discipline? Share your perspective in the comments. Your answer might help someone else find balance too. One of the book's most powerful insights is that leaders must follow too. Leadership without humility becomes tyranny. Great leaders listen before commanding, learn before teaching, and serve before expecting loyalty. The best way to gain influence is to give respect first. Leadership is not rank. It's responsibility earned daily through example. When leaders admit mistakes and ask for feedback, they build credibility. Humility isn't weakness. It's the foundation of lasting authority and trust. Jocko and Leif explain that micromanagement is fear in disguise. Leaders who refuse to delegate limit their team's potential. Trust is oxygen. Without it, teams suffocate. Yet, blind trust without accountability breeds failure. The balance lies in supervision without suffocation. Leaders must empower subordinates to make decisions while staying responsible for outcomes. Freedom within structure creates excellence. True leaders step back, allowing others to step forward. Ownership shared is ownership multiplied. This is the essence of empowerment. The dichotomy between confidence and doubt defines decision-making. Overconfidence blinds leaders to risk, while excessive doubt paralyzes progress. Great leaders evaluate, then decide boldly. They act with conviction while staying open to correction. The best decisions are made by those who know they could be wrong, but move forward anyway. Confidence must be earned, not assumed. Doubt must be acknowledged, not obeyed. The intersection of the two creates clarity and keeps ego from destroying wisdom. Leaders must also balance aggressiveness with patience. Aggressive leaders create momentum. Patient leaders create strategy. Too much aggression leads to burnout. Too much patience leads to stagnation. The best leaders act swiftly when time demands, yet wait calmly when conditions aren't right. Timing is leadership's invisible skill. Jocko says, "Be aggressive, but be smart." True progress happens when courage and calculation walk side by side. Action without thought is chaos. Thought without action is failure. The book also explores the line between discipline and flexibility. Discipline builds habits that win battles. but rigidity loses wars. Great leaders hold the line when it matters, yet adapt when circumstances shift. Flexibility is not weakness. It's wisdom in motion. The disciplined leader uses structure as a tool, not a prison. Balance means knowing which rules serve the mission and which must bend for survival. Adaptation keeps discipline alive and relevant under pressure. Another dichotomy is caring for the team versus caring for the mission. A leader's duty is both. Prioritizing the team over the mission creates complacency. Prioritizing the mission over the team creates resentment. The solution lies in alignment. When leaders communicate purpose clearly, people care about the mission because they feel part of it. Morale and results rise together. Leadership succeeds when both the mission and the people feel protected, valued, and understood. The authors stress that leaders must be decisive, yet humble. Indecision erodes trust, while arrogance blinds foresight. Decisiveness moves teams forward. Humility keeps them united. Great leaders are not always right, but they always take responsibility. Every decision carries risk, and every risk teaches. Humility allows correction before catastrophe. Confidence without humility builds collapse. Humility without confidence builds confusion. The leader's strength lies not in being flawless, but in being adaptable, accountable, and aware. Jocko and Leaf reveal that the best leaders know when to lead and when to follow. Leadership is not dominance. It's dynamic. Sometimes leading means letting others lead. Authority shared is strength multiplied. Leaders who insist on control breed dependency. Leaders who empower create legacy. Balance means knowing when your voice should guide and when silence should empower. A great leader doesn't need credit. They need results. Influence thrives where ego disappears. One lesson from the dichotomy of leadership is the danger of emotional extremes. Leaders must feel deeply but act rationally. Rage destroys trust. Apathy destroys connection. Emotional control is leadership's hidden discipline. Feel everything, but filter what you express. Passion fuels vision, but patience sustains it. Leaders who balance emotion with logic make decisions that endure. Heart without discipline burns out. Discipline without heart burns others out. Leadership demands both fire and focus. The authors remind us that leadership doesn't mean constant action. It means constant awareness. Sometimes the best decision is to wait, to observe, to gather intelligence. Leadership is not noise, it's presence. Great leaders don't react, they respond. The space between impulse and response is mastery. In that silence, strategy is born. Leadership isn't always loud or fast. It's precise, intentional, and unshakably calm in the face of uncertainty and pressure. They also teach that failure is not the opposite of leadership. It's its teacher. Leaders must allow mistakes, both their own and their teams. Perfectionism suffocates progress. Every failure carries information. Ignoring it repeats the same pain. Great leaders don't punish error, they analyze it. The dichotomy lies in accountability without shame. Learning replaces blaming. Progress requires patience with imperfection. Failure is the cost of wisdom, and wisdom is the currency of leadership evolution. Another key lesson is balancing loyalty and honesty. Loyalty without honesty creates blind spots. Honesty without loyalty creates division. Great leaders tell the truth even when it hurts, but do so from loyalty to the mission and the team. Integrity is consistency between word and action. The most loyal thing a leader can do is challenge others to rise higher. Honesty delivered with respect strengthens trust, and trust turns ordinary people into extraordinary teams. Ultimately, The dichotomy of leadership teaches that leadership is not a destination. It's a discipline. It's the daily practice of balance under pressure, humility in power, and consistency in chaos. Leadership is the tension between extremes that forges greatness. Every decision reveals who we are and what we value. The mission of a leader is not perfection, it's precision. Lead boldly. Listen humbly. Adjust often. Because in leadership, balance isn't weakness, it's mastery.